I have concluded that 2023 may kill me, especially early in the year. 2023 is already shaping up to be a year jam-packed with not just great games, but a variety of incredible RPGs plus some non-RPGs to keep an eye on that I don't know which way to turn. I mean, this video is only covering games that have been announced, and you know they're gonna surprise us with some great ones that are not yet announced like they did in 2022 with Xenoblade 3. For now though, we can savor this moment at the top before the roller coaster plummets and the 2023 ride begins. For those who haven't watched one of my preview videos before, here is the basic gist. I will take you through what games I'm looking forward to playing in 2023. We'll start with the games that are coming out next year in order by release date if the date has been announced as of writing this, then the ones that have already come out that I'll get to if I have time, and finally, I'll talk about some of my plans for the channel in 2023. As I alluded to before, this is a full list, so let's not dawdle too much. Persona 3 Portable. Sure, I had a rough time with Persona 3 Portable the first time I tried it back in 2019, but I'm stronger now. I've actually played 2 other Persona games now, along with plenty of other JRPGs. Also, a lot of people have told me just how good the storytelling and characters are of Persona 3, so I'm invested in giving the game another shot. And I won't have to wait long as Persona 3 Portable comes on January 19th, along with Persona 4 Golden, but I already played that, but if you haven't played it, then you should. Am I likely to play it right at that time? Probably not, but I'm committed to giving it another try. Unfortunately for Persona 3 though, coming out the next day we have Fire Emblem Engage. I've really needed something to scratch that Fire Emblem turn-based strategy RPG itch for a while, so I'm really excited to get back in with Fire Emblem Engage. That being said, there are certainly elements that make me wary of this newest entry, such as a potentially unbalanced combat system and not much variety in new map design. I am, however, one of the people who are actually fine with the character designs though. They're not any worse than Fate's, and the environments look great. Am I expecting the same level of storytelling as Three Houses? Not in the slightest, but I think more Fire Emblem is good, and with the January 20th release date just around the corner, it's time to get my tactician skills sparking. Tales of Symphonia Remastered. Tales of Symphonia, like Persona 3, is a game I picked up and couldn't continue with that I'm excited to come back to now. My reason for dropping Tales of Symphonia before? The PC port is so bad. It was basically unplayable, and then became actually unplayable later on. Basically, my only requirement for the remaster is that I can play it. Now, as for Symphonia itself, I have heard lots of good things about the game. It's considered a classic Tales game for a reason. I imagine I'll feel similarly to it as I feel to Vesperia, so I'm looking forward to hopefully another good ride from the Tales series come February 17th. Octopath Traveler 2. Octopath Traveler came out back in 2018 and was a solid game that I really enjoyed, but over time its shortcomings have become more and more obvious. That means that the sequel has a chance to build on the foundation and expand all that this set of games can offer, and thus far I think they're really trying to do just that. Octopath 2 has already confirmed greater interactions between party members, and the footage is far more dynamic in animation than the first game. The combat seems mainly the same, with the latent powers being the only major addition I've seen so far. The return of Yasunori Nishiki as the composer was an absolute must, and every detail revealed thus far has only cemented my interest in playing the game. February 24th creeps ever closer, and I look forward to whenever the demo for the game drops as well, since you know they're gonna do that sometime early in 2023. Trails to Azure. The second Crossbell game that we've waited for so long to reach the West is nearly here. While I was excited for and really enjoyed Trails from Zero, Trails to Azure is really the Crossbell game I was looking forward to. Why? Well, because the one time I've played Trails to Azure before was on the PSP with a bare-bones translation. Many people laud Azure as an amazing game, and while I enjoyed my time with it, I think the shortcomings of the PSP and the translation may have limited its potential in my eyes. Now, getting the full experience on PC with a smoother, more polished localization, I'm hoping that my eyes will be open to the wonders of the game. March 14th is on its way, and the wild events of Crossbell's second act for those who want to replay and those who are just now getting a chance to play. Trails into Reverie. As fun as it has been to revisit Crossbell in the past couple games, I'm really ready to see what happens next. Trails into Reverie, the bridge game between Trails of Cold Steel and the Calvard arc of Kurono Kaseki, looks fascinating. loads of returning characters along with a handful of new characters, this game pretty much seems to be the Trails in the Sky the Third for Crossbell and Erebonia. A game that breaks the formula for Trails while retaining the amazing character work and world building in service of wrapping up loose ends from the last arcs and setting everything up for the future. It even contains the first scene of the new Falcom game engine that the West will get. I have been dodging spoilers, mostly successfully, for years now, and it feels good that we are soon going to start moving forward and catching up to Japan again after the cleanup of the previously missed games has completed. I have plenty to play and do in the early part of 2023, but you know my eye is on this July 7th release as well. That's it for the ones with set release dates so far, but that set of 5 long RPGs is going to keep me plenty busy at the beginning of the year, and this next set of games, along with Trails into Reverie, will likely keep that going through 2023. In no particular order moving forward, these are the other games I'm excited for hopefully coming out this year. Aiden Chronicle 100 Heroes. I backed this on the initial Kickstarter, and the awaited day is finally near. I have never played any Suikoden games, but I was always interested, so 100 Heroes seemed a good fit, and I always like supporting interesting RPGs. Aiden Chronicle Rising last year made me excited to dive more into the world, and the trailers and other details only enhance my excitement. I really think that if Aiden Chronicle 100 Heroes proves successful, and nothing I've seen so far makes me think otherwise, it could usher in a new age of games modeled after the art and gameplay of Aiden Chronicle, much like Octopath Traveler did. Heck, you can already see other creators notice that classic RPG franchises can be brought back this way, what with the successful Kickstarter campaign for Armed Fantasia and Pennyblood, which I also backed. We don't know yet when 100 Heroes is coming, but I know I and many others will be ready for it when it does. Legend of Niata Boundless Trails. The third Trails game scheduled to come out in 2023, we have the spin-off action RPG game Legend of Niata Boundless Trails. While not a mainline title and more reminiscent of the East series, that hasn't stopped me from being hyped. It helps that of the few people I know who have played this game, they all adore it. Plus, we're not likely to get the new East game in the West in 2023, so if I want some Falcom action combat, this is where I'm going to get it from. The game looks like a lot of fun and is also intriguing wandering into this setting and group of characters I know very little about. That's unusual for a Falcom game for me. I'm really glad NISA is bringing this game over, and I hope that it finds a strong audience in the West. Fuga Melodies of Steel 2. Fuga Melodies of Steel was a surprise in 2021 with how fun it was and the strong cast of characters. I had never played a Little Tail Bronx game before, and Fuga was a great start. I wasn't sure if it would get a sequel, but not only do we have this announcement, CyberConnect 2 also announced a third game coming after this. I'm all on board with the new switch of vehicle, a chance to expand the world of the game, and what looks like some mature story elements. Couple that with an already enjoyable combat system, and I'm looking forward to the game and finding out more about what else new the team is bringing to this unexpected sequel. Trinity Trigger. I've had my eye on this one since the announcement in Japan, and I was hoping that it would get localized. Xseed answered my wishes, and I continue to be intrigued by a game that both harkens back to earlier RPGs. I've seen the comparison to the Mana series a lot, along with some fun new ideas as well. Cute animals turn into a variety of weapons and you need to use them to defeat enemies and solve puzzles? Count me in. I'm not sure what to really expect with the story at this point, but I think the gameplay looks fun enough on its own to be worth giving it a shot when it comes out in spring. I am a little disappointed it's not coming to PC though. Maybe that port will happen later, but for now, I'll just enjoy it on Switch. Suikoden 1 and 2. Perhaps Konami saw the success of Aiden Chronicle, or it's the biggest coincidence ever, but Konami decided to actually do something with the Suikoden series. As I said before, I've never played any Suikoden games before, but I've always wanted to, and now seems the best opportunity. Not just Suikoden 1, but 2 as well will be coming in remastered form. Now admittedly, Konami as a company is a hard one to support, so I don't blame anyone who doesn't want to give them money. My current plan is to get the games, as it is a foundational series that I've wanted to play for a while. I'm curious what others plan to do though for this remaster. Hades 2. the biggest announcement at the Game Awards for me personally. I knew it was Supergiant Games before Jeff Keighley had even stopped speaking, but I never expected this. The first sequel in the studio's history, and of course, it had to be Hades. I can't wait to find out more, and I will be jumping into Early Access Hades 2 as soon as possible. Hades was my game of the year for 2020, so it's a no-brainer that I would be ready for more, and I think Supergiant can deliver even more on top of that with some new mythology references just from what we've seen so far. I really cannot wait for this one, and I binged through NoClip's fantastic Developing Hell documentary on Hades development recently, which got me even more excited for Hades 2. Now we have 3 holdovers from last year's video that have now been pushed to this year. All 3 are indie games that I'm really hoping play as good as they look, starting with Sea of Stars. So many RPG fans I know are brimming with excitement for this game. Sea of Stars looks amazing and sounds great as well, with work from Yasunori Mitsuda on the soundtrack. The game evokes the classic RPG feel in a similar style to Chained Echoes, which released recently. My only hesitation with this game is that the information has been so drip-fed that I find it hard to piece together a full picture of what the gameplay is going to look like. All that I've seen is good, but Adios, please just give me a deep dive into the game at this point. Lakeburg Legacies. I've been following the developer blogs for this city building / dynasty building simulation game since it was announced in 2021. I love the look and the diversity of social mechanics at play. This game definitely has the potential to both emulate the appeal of Crusader Kings while also offering a new diverse challenge. Even more so than Sea of Stars though, I'd love a greater look into exactly how the gameplay and everything works. But for the moment, I am quite intrigued and will continue reading those developer blogs whenever they drop. Taranil. Finally, we have Taranil, the game about restoring biomes from the devastation and pollution plaguing them. It is a relaxing puzzle game with a strong sense of satisfaction, and I got that just from the short demo where you restore one biome. They've announced several other biomes to work with, and I adore every detail, especially the animals. Look at them, they're amazing! That's it from me for games I'm looking forward to releasing in 2023. As some of you may know, I am currently playing Nier Replicant as voted on by the community, and there are some other previously released games I'd love to get to this year. I do still need to play the Zwei games and Bastion in my journey to play all Falcom and Supergiant games. Return to Monkey Island got great reception, and so I'd be up for returning to that series as well. As for new series I may try to get into, there is the Like a Dragon / Yakuza series, but we'll see what the year brings. As for the channel itself, the format and style of the content will remain the same. I'm hoping to get more variety so it's not only why you should play videos coming out, but the other videos do tend to take more work, especially the character analysis. I began the 7th video in that series back in late November, but it's been eclipsed by everything else in my life recently, and I haven't made as much progress as I'd like to, but I still hope to be able to get that out in the early part of 2023. That's all from me for now. I hope you're looking forward to this year and had a great New Year's. The first videos on Persona 3 and Fire Emblem Engage will be coming soon, so I hope you're looking forward to those. I also plan to have my Nier video out in January at some point. Let me know in the comments what you're looking forward to in 2023, both new and old, and thank you for watching. Have a great year, and happy gaming.